boys back to the ball range to put this myth of the two rooms at Wolf's Lair to the ultimate test.
For this test, the role of our underground bunker and our underground conference room will be played by a pair of truck containers. These truck containers. Now, excuse me, I'm going to take one, put it into position, and cut some windows out of it.
It's a point of pride here on the show that when the going gets tough, we don't spar for the contractors. It's agreed that the best way to make a shipping container more like an underground bunker is to slip it tight inside a 12-foot deep dirt trench. And James headed for the job.
Now that we've covered carry behind it, it's important to talk about simulation. Heinemann is never happy when the Heinemann is simply digging a big hole.
So my salads?
You dig a large hole perfectly with farm equipment. That's what I call Heinemann in its own.
Now, let's see a savage in his.
I'm so lucky, why haven't I won yet?
What?
I'm so lucky, why haven't I won yet?
But Adam drops it pretty much on a dime.
That doesn't look bad. It's not gorgeous, but
God.
not bad as two days.
Well, there's still time enough to spruce up the old place. Item number 1 on the job sheet is to mark up and carve out some windows.
Oh, that's nice. So does the whole place like that?
Okay, so we gotta give thanks that this man never became a dentist. But you have to admit, he gets the job done.
You never tell whether those things open in or out.
Back in the trenches, Jamie measures the depth and the breadth of his bunker burial plot.
Perfect.
Next on the schedule is glazing the windows.
I know what you're saying. You're saying, Adam, I'm pretty sure the Germans had more sophisticated window technology than duct tape. And I agree. That's not what this test is about. This is a purely relative test. Testing an explosion in an enclosed space versus an open space. This is literally window dressing.
Over at Heinemann's home, Jamie's been weaving his own kind of magic. The building's been slotted as neat as you please into the trench.
Looks good.
Packed in and covered with earth to simulate Hitler's bunker in the woods. With preparations going so well, you can't help feeling that something, someone, is going to crack. Surprisingly, it's not Adam's windows, but Jamie's container.
Oh,
It's just what you don't want to hear at the end of a long day's labor.
I just heard it crunch.
Oh no. Have we opened it up yet?
No.
Funny. That would suck.
And that would be an understatement.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there.
No.
It seems the problem stems back to supply, as they discover this container is part fiberglass and not nearly as strong as the other one.
Dude. I know.
What do we do?
Get another one.
It's a setback, all right, and with a full-scale testing set for tomorrow morning, someone needs to do something, and do it fast. Shoot. Straight ahead, hungry, tired, cold, and tired. Face the ultimate challenge.
She had a bad day.
Was you missing? No.
Slapping made a difference.
Yeah, you know what?
I was trying not to scratch
I mean, yeah, we put it in the cold and that and him in his brain, but I think we could add a couple more things. Maybe sleep deprivation or even hunger.
No!
Yeah.
And I think there wasn't enough consequences to his errors. I think we need to do something like a gun range test, a police training test, where you have to make quick split-second decisions.
Okay, perfect. I have one chance. This time I get some test and you two get slapped.
No, that's a terrible idea.
All in favor of Grant?
All in favor of Tori Carey? Producer voted. She gets to go right. You two are getting slapped.
So they'll both go a whole day without food or sleep, and of course, spend some time in the deep freeze. This should inhibit their brain function as much as hysterical panic, without actually inducing it. And taking the test to a shooting range means they'll be forced to make quick-fire decisions with potentially serious consequences.
Okay, so this is our 2-minute shooting drill course that we're going to be putting our frozen, tired, and starving Tori and Carrie through. When we say go, random targets will flip over, good and bad. They will have to choose only the bad guy and not shoot the good guy.
They'll each have 30 rounds, and on Grant's command, they'll advance twice down the room to complete the test.
These guns are in fact real guns, but they've been specially modified with a different barrel that allows them to fire these rounds, which are training rounds and markers. They're called sims, filled with paint, so you can identify where they hit.
Carrie and Tori are called on to help reassemble the robot. And after a day of deprivation, they're exhausted and starving. And Grant's not making it easy.
Hey, so how many times did I get slapped yesterday?
That was good. Oh my gosh. Is that a triple?
Then it's into the ice truck for 30 minutes to consolidate their incapacity. Carrie and Tori first ran the course yesterday when they were still hale and hearty. They both fired 30 rounds.
I
and
knocked
missed
your ball
just
out of the
once.
pocket.
So that's our uninhibited baseline. Now it's time to find out just how impaired they've become. Starting with Carrie.
Done. Pick up your fire.
I am really tired from tensing. I am freezing cold. I'm starving. Ready.
And begin.
I think I'm getting a headache.
So she's less than her usual bubbly self, but will it impair her performance?
Going through the course was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because I was shaking so much that I couldn't hold my guns straight. And
That's scratch.
it's like I can't concentrate. There's just my head is tired. I can't focus.
At the end of the test, Carrie at least hasn't shot any good guys. But the rounds she got off were really a case of hit and miss.
You fired a total of 19 rounds, and 8 of them were hits.
It's like an F.
Yeah, but bear in mind, I mean, you were tired, hungry, and cold. You're supposed to be impaired.
Mission accomplished.
All right, let's go get Tori.
Hungry, tired, and chilled. Not a good one.
I'm miserable. My fingers are getting numb. I'm starting to shiver. I can feel my muscles tightening up, just to stay warm. And I'm thinking to myself, if I can't even feel my fingers, how am I going to feel the gun in order to pull the trigger?
Reloading.
Well, he does get the grips with it. But just how many of those pain-filled bullets have hit the targets?
He had a bad day. Okay, Johnson, how did Tori do?
He did really well. Not only did we get all of the shots on target, but he grouped them together very well.
Now, on the overall course, how did I do?
Well, we counted them up. We didn't hit any of the good guys. We got off 24 rounds, and we had 21 hits.
There's not much in it, but just like Carrie, he did worse when affected by hunger and cold and no sleep for a day. Now we're ready to find out once and for all if a slap makes a difference.
Alright. Yeah.
Yesterday did not end well for Adam and Jake. But with a new up-to-code container secured and currently being reinstalled, it's all back on track. That gives Adam a chance to explain his amazing design for the real stars of the show. A pair of high-tech
We're gonna go 4 out of 7.
In any explosion,
Oh, if I
pretty
win
much
this
two
night.
things are going to keep
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
One is the pressure wave, and 2 is the shrapnel. And we'll be measuring both using this big block of urethane foam. This will in fact be our Hitler standing at the conference table. And it will have a pressure transducer placed in the center of the chest, front and back, to measure the blast pressures coming off the explosion. And because it's a big block of foam, it is ideal for measuring the shrapnel injuries that might have been sustained, because anything, any piece of wood, any splinter that flies off this explosion is going to stick right in this foam and give us a really good idea of the kind of injuries that Hitler might have sustained.
For Adam's design,
I think it went
the
scratch.
sensors
What?
and the
Probably a
wires need
scratch.
protection, hence the 2 metal plates. If all goes to plan, the chest sensor will measure the initial blast wave of the bomb, and the back sensor will register shock waves that reverberate off the wall.
Right. In your
shrapnel collectors are ready for testing. It's back to the bomb range to hopefully show if in some alternative universe, the bomb in the bunker will kill Hitler. They'll begin by blowing up the Situation Room and see if the damage matches the actual event in 1944.
In addition to our electronic data point about the blast pressure of this experiment, we are also going to grab an analog data point with this, one of our handheld burst discs. This is set at 100 psi, and if this bursts, it equals death.
And it doesn't get much clearer than that. With all the equipment in place and checked, JD and Frank measure out an historically precise chunk of C4.
975 grams. Let's pack it up.
Perfect.
Let's get go.
Inside the room, the last act of sedition is to connect the explosive to a firing mechanism in the safety bunker. There's a lot riding on the result. To validate the upcoming bunker test, they need this blast to be almost identical to the real one that failed to kill Hitler.
Situation room.
And that's the series.
In 3, 2, 1.
4-0. Nice job, Pete.
I'm playing you again.